Hello, everyone. Welcome to a nice late night edition of
That's on me,
Spring
Coach.
Fever. It's on both of us, Eric.
That's on me, Coach. That's on me.
As always, I'm XFL Jim, joined by the one, the only Uncle Rico, aka eTop21 Sports, aka Eric. My man, before we get into anything, before we get talking week 3 UFL, before we get into picking week 4, before we give you guys the DraftKings lineup of winners, we have to let you know that this show is brought to you by Royal Retros. You go to Royal Retros, you use promo code Spring Fever, all one word, all caps, for 10% off at checkout. You go get some great merch, and that's what Royal Retros offers. They offer the best merchandise you can find when it comes to classic leagues like the American Basketball Association, like the old, I believe they might even have the old UFL back from 2010.
They did have a He Hate Me jersey last time I looked.
They do have some stuff from 2001 XFL. They have some 1980s USFL. Also, 2022 and 23, the USFL, 2023 XFL. They have it all. If you are looking for great merch, Royal Retros is the place to go, and use promo code SPRINGFEVER, all one word, all caps, for 10% off when you do it. Eric, week 3 is in the books. What a week it was.
Interesting week.
One of the more entertaining weeks for multiple different reasons, but I think, well, I'll say this, and we said it last year, I think the level of play on the field is still really good. That is not like anything that I'm talking about when anyone says anything negative at all about the league. Sans maybe what the Houston Gamblers trotted out there last week.
That wasn't good. I got my notes as always, Jim.
We'll break them down. So first game, Friday, baby. Friday night, Orlando Storm, Louisville Kings. The Storm win it in overtime, 29-27. The Kings cannot catch a break, dude.
No. Looking at it, they Beam 23 for 46, 352, 3 tutties. Kept Louisville in the game the entire way. Whitehead 114 yards. Davidson 2 TDs. Game was tied at 27 late. Orlando won on overtime and a 2-point conversion when there was the second PI. My thing is this. I really feel the UFL this year needs to look at it as another first year. Everything needs to be handled with baby gloves. The fact that there was no rules explanation pissed me off. And when it happened, everyone was really confused about what had happened. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So that was something that pissed me off and everything. But, that was the main thing that kind of stood out to me, my friend.
I think they would have solved almost all of their issues, because people would still probably complain about the rule, but they would have solved so much of the backlash if they would have announced going into overtime that this is a distinct possibility of happening. Guess what? If there is pass interference in the end zone 2 times in overtime, a point is awarded. The same thing happened last year with the Memphis Showboats and the Birmingham Stallions. The only difference being it was in a first bit of overtime, so it didn't automatically win them the game. It just awarded them a point, kept them alive. And so the two things for me is, A, if they would have announced it, or if somehow the second PI would have happened before the best of 3 was done, and Louisville still has a chance to get another point. That probably would have helped it a little bit. The fact that that was a game that was that exciting, and especially in the second half, both teams just slinging it back and forth, it was incredible. But for it to end on that note is just so sour.
100%.
It was a great game, though. Like, overall, up until there, it was a great game. You got to feel for Louisville. But they left points on the board. We talked about that. Not kicking the field goal going into half. Also, a couple key overthrows by Jason Bean. Lit it up. He's one of the top 3 most entertaining quarterbacks in the league. But a couple key overthrows, and then maybe the worst challenge I've ever seen in my life. I can't overstate how bad this challenge was when the ref is telling you, it's like, hey, he throws the flag. The ref's like, yeah, we already reviewed it. You don't want to challenge this. He's just gonna keep it this, and he goes through with the challenge anyway, just to waste a timeout.
Shocker, an inexperienced coach doing stupid shit.
Very stupid. Louisville, I'm feeling for you because this was the best this offense has looked all of the season. The defense has been a nice little surprise. I'm rooting for the Kings hard. Saturday, Houston Gamblers, DC Defenders. The Defenders win at 45-7. Eric, I think someone pointed out, DC Defenders, their last 2 games, both blowouts. Their fantasy points have been dog shit.
Mm-hmm.
They're putting up huge games with not a ton of offensive production,
which sucks for us. Look at it. Largest margin in UFL history. Defense was dominant. Tamu, nothing special at all.
He's been that way all season.
Defenders, they did have probably the best play design I have ever seen with that touchdown run.
Well, Freddie Chase was in his bag that play, dude. He was feeling it.
And I mean, let's face it. This was a huge Houston letdown spot after that win against the Stallions.
Also, without their starting 2 quarter, they were down to their 3rd string quarter.
They're down, yeah, which I get. But I mean, dude, huge letdown spot. I mean, these are 2 teams I wanted to fade.
What do you think of more of DC's challenge there when Houston's going for a touchdown? He gets the Sharon Moore. Not Sharon Moore. Fucking. Why am I blanking on DC's head coach? Either way, he throws a challenge flag after Houston almost scored to drive him back because he gets a holding call.
Yeah, which is just the ultimate. Hey, fuck you move.
I feel like that's a move Uncle Rico could get behind.
I like the move. Total move I could get behind.
Next up, in the doubleheader, the Sunday doubleheader, the early game was the Columbus Aviators 23, Dallas Renegades 28. Aviators give them the best game of the season so far. Renegades, especially in the second half, just sluggish is what I felt.
Aviators were controlling the game. There was that pick 6 early, and then at the end of the first half, Haley decides to go for it, not kick the 3, which I thought it was a mistake, which I thought they're behind the 8 ball since that. They did make a push. They were able to get inside the number, get the cover for us. But this is the second week in a row where a team at the end of the half elected to go for it and not take the points. And in both circumstances was a key thing. Our coach is going to realize, hey, we got to put value on points because the same thing happened to Louisville the week before. DC, again, a quick turnaround. They came out flat. Aviators on extended rest. And I think this is something we need to monitor. There's a game tomorrow, Thursday. I really think, regardless of the outcome, those are teams on extended rest. We need to look to back the following week.
I agree with you there. That this one, both Sunday games with the teams were teams with extended rest versus teams on extremely short, because both Dallas and St. Louis played on Tuesday. I expect Dallas to bounce back. Their defense is also kind of unsung. And
then another thing, the Dallas, I'm looking at the numbers and I apologize. First game, we mentioned the game between the Storm and Louisville, 11,082 in attendance. DC Gamblers, 12,167. The Renegades, 5,133. The lowest attended game by far.
Yes, I will say this, and it's not really to excuse it. There is active construction going on in the Renegade Stadium. I think the max that holds right now is about 9,500.
Okay, all right. I didn't know that. I will give you that, but it's just
You still can't. It's still not great. It's still not
this
good.
3 games in. This is the best team, and for to have it to be that low of attendance, that I look at that as a red flag.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. Not a good sign for Renegade. I feel like both Texas teams.
Mm-hmm.
Johnson chiming in, home team to win. Yeah, I mean, the home team advantage in the UFL has been crazy. And then last game of the weekend, Stallions 30, Battlehawks 34. This game was drunk. This game was chaotic. This game was entertaining. This was the game of the year, in my opinion. It was so much fun to watch.
Hot take.
Lay it on me.
Skip Holtz is the coach. Stallions are 3-0.
I don't think that's that hot of a take.
I feel they're losing. Their 2 losses are games they shouldn't have lost. You're up by 10 in the 4th, and you lose the game. That should never happen, especially when the backup quarterback is in for the other team.
Well, how about not the backup any longer because he's starting this week?
Yep.
But how about the Stones on Frost, by the way? He comes in, immediately throws a pick 6, and then throws another pick, and then goes on to ball out.
But in retrospect, Hakeem Butler is 2 levels above anybody in this league. And you're just throwing to him every time. He looked like Vikings Randy Moss out there.
He did.
And that was great. He went to this guy. But again, a 10-point lead in the 4th quarter. That should not happen. Awful loss. Again, I was adamant during our breakdowns earlier in the season. These first-year coaches that I don't think should be coaches are making some terrible mistakes, namely drunk driving like Terry Gitt Jr.
Hey, he's back, by the way.
And also AJ, just some bad in-game stuff. Total attendance for the week, 48,591. Average attendance, 12,148 on the games. St. Louis, again, 20,209 people. Another strong week. Dallas had the lowest turnout again. If I'm Michael Pindick Rapoli, my key thing is I want my best team to have fans. I need to come up with some sort of gimmick to get people there.
So I think Dallas has 2 more home games this season.
Yeah.
It sucks. It kind of sucks for them that they front loaded like all of Dallas's home games, where they're like, I think they played 3 in a row. So then when's their next home game? They have one in week 5. Yes, so they have one in week 5, and then they don't have another one until week 8. And then that's it. I know one of them, I don't remember if it's week 5 or week 8, but one of their games is getting moved from their regular field to a military-based Fort Hood for military families.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Offensive player of the week for me, Beamer, 352, 3 tutties against the Orlando defense, which has been good. Pushed the ball down the field a little bit more. Really liked what I saw from Beamer. Defensive player of the week, can I just give it to the defenders?
Like, you give it to the just the entire defenders defense.
I mean, great. And then second week in the row, Matt McCrane from the defenders, 3 for 3 on field goals. Like
he's the guy.
Like we've seen the last couple years, there's been a guy that has you look back like last year it was Bates. 2 years ago was Bates, excuse me.
2 years ago was Bates. Year before that was Aubrey.
And like you're kind of like, this dude's gonna be playing in the league. Matty M kind of gives that vibe.
Last year was Mevis. Remember, Mevis, he was kicking for Birmingham last year. Now he's on the Rams.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just these kickers, I think he's going to be the next one. I think next year he's going to be in the league for sure.
I think for sure. So I have a couple stats for you, Eric. We have the TV numbers. I got these in front of you. So Friday night on Fox, it's basically the same every week on Fox. It's 671,000. That's just what it is in Fox. It's what you're getting Friday night. Saturday, 662,000 on ESPN, which ESPN, okay. And then the ABC doubleheader, you had Dallas Columbus, 968,000, and then Louisville Birmingham, 1.01 million. Those are your TV numbers for the weekend. Not bad. I'd actually call that pretty good. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about ABC, but ABC consistently always gets higher viewership. It's been that way since forever. Like ABC has always been the highest view.
Yep, which it will be.
But it's higher than Fox. Like you would think, like even when Fox was having time slots on like Saturday and Sunday, ABC was always consistently better.
Okay.
Which has always been, it's just been an interesting thing for me. And then shout out to the DGen Doc on Twitter. We felt this while watching the games because Eric, I like the pace of play. I like the level of the actual players, I think is good. But something about the rhythm of some of these games was very off. And I feel like officiating has something to do with that. It's nice to have numbers to back this up. So here you go, Eric. I have it right here. So week 1, here are the penalties per game. 4 penalties in game 1. 13 penalties game 2. 3 penalties game 3. 7 penalties game 4. 27 total penalties, an average of 6.7 per game. Week 2, it goes up to 54 penalties. 13.5 per game. In week 3, we got 67 penalties. 16.7 per game.
That's just too many, dude.
Some people are wondering if the factor being, so remember in week 1, Mike Repoli said we need to get more points here. We need the home teams to be winning. 146 total points in week 1. Jumps up to 186 in week 2. And 223 in week 3. More penalties, more points, more chances for the offense. The unders were 3-1 in week 1, 2-2 in week 2, and the overs were 4-0 in week 3.
Jesus.
Something to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
Because I remember specifically commenting, wow, week 1. Oh, wow, the officiating's really cool. They're letting them play. It's going smooth. It's flowing. And this last week, some of these games, the stoppages are getting nuts.
It's just... Yeah.
It ruins the pay. Like, it's a great game. These games are great. And then the refs just insert themselves, and it's annoying. It's just so annoying.
You gotta let the kids play.
All right, Eric. You ready to look ahead to week 4?
Don't we gotta look back at week 3, see how we did, though?
We probably should look back at week 3. Presented by Royal Retros. Promo code, let me pull that back up again. Promo code Spring Fever, all one word, all caps for 10% off. Let's take a look back. First in our parlay, didn't hit. Eric's part hit, though.
Bullshit roll guy.
Your Columbus Aviators +7, but damn the Louisville Kings. They were so close. So
far away.
Of course, I went 2-2. Eric went 2-1. Good on you. I hit the over in Renegades Aviators. I hit the Battlehawks money line. I lost the Kings money line, and I lost the Gamblers +7.5. I stuck by the Gamblers pick. Once I knew it was going to be Talia, I was telling the people live on air, just like, don't take this bet.
Yeah.
Eric comes in strong, 2-1, gets the Kings +3.5, Aviators +7.5, loses out on the Stallions -2.5. Overall, let me get that banner out. Overall,
8-2 for Jimmy. 8-2 for Jimmy, dude.
Ooh.
Dominating. Seeing the board,
feeling pretty good. Eric, we look to week 4. We're almost in the week of chaos. I've been talking with Jon Snow a little bit offline. This could be a week of chaos, though. So with the reffing and the home advantage that they're trying to push in mind, Here are your games for week 4. Tomorrow, Thursday, we have the Louisville Kings at the Houston Gamblers. The Kings are 3-point favorites in this game. Over under 45.5, plus 142 on the money line for the Gamblers.
I mean, for me, I took the Gamblers. I was able to find a 3.5. Just coming off getting embarrassed 45-7 in DC, worst loss in the history. But context matters. That was on the road against the defending champs. You come back home, you're playing a team. You come back home. Last home game, you won 22-20 against Birmingham. Controlled the clock, played solid in the red zone. You got Louisville's 0-3. They've been competitive, but they lost by 2, 10, and 2 in OT. They just can't finish games. Offense is basically Jason Beam trying to make a play. This kind of feels like an ugly back-and-forth spring football teams, 2 desperate teams. Probably comes down to 1 possession, and you're giving me over 1 possession in the points. In these spots, I want the dog catching points. Houston, I think it's going to be better. If Tua Jr. plays, he's got another full week in practice. If not,
injury reports are out, Eric. Nolan Henderson is listed as the starter.
Perfect. Then
it's a full go, it says.
I think we're going to get a motivated team in coming off embarrassment on a short week at home. And we've seen in other leagues. Now, granted, there's not travel, so I really don't know if that's going to – I don't think that's going to play a favor. But we've seen in other leagues on a short week, the home team definitely has an advantage.
It does feel I do feel it depends what the crowd's like in Houston. That's the whole home crowd advantage. But the rest maybe sprinkle a little bit in there too. It's hard not to take the Gamblers plus 3.5. I'm going to also take the over in this one. I don't love the Gamblers' defense. I think Louisville will be able to score on them. I think Houston with Henderson back in the lineup can keep pace.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to just bet the over, 45.5. Eric's going to be rolling with Gamblers plus 3.5. We move to Friday. Renegades, Aviators, they're running it back in Columbus, baby. Renegades are 4.5-point favorites here. Total's 46.5 plus 205 on the money line. Ted Ginn Jr. back on the sidelines at head coach. Todd Haley's time in the grease is over.
My notes on this game just say pass.
I'm going to take the Renegades minus 4.5. I feel like a lot of the sluggishness from the Renegades was the short rest situation. I don't trust this Aviators team. I think their defense will be exposed, and I think they won't be able to keep up with the Arlington Renegades. The Dallas Renegades. I keep wanting to say Arlington. It's been Arlington for the past 3 years. The Dallas Renegades. I'm going to take them 4.5 here.
Yeah, I know. For me, nothing. Pure pass, Jimmy. Pure pass.
I don't hate it, Eric. I don't hate it. Saturday, a doubleheader on Saturday. We start off, of course, one of the most premier matchups in spring football history. It is the St. Louis Battlehawks versus the DC Defenders. Defenders are 3.5-point favorites at home. Total's 43.5 plus 180 on the money line for St. Louis. I'm rolling with St. Louis here.
Yeah. This one's simple. I'm taking the points in a rivalry game. When you look at it, Battlehawks lead the series 4-2, dating all the way back in the franchise's history. They already beat DC, 16-10 earlier in the season?
Yep.
Physical one-score game. Now we're asking DC to win by 5 points. I think that's a tough ask. St. Louis coming in with momentum. Big comeback win with Birmingham last week. Harrison Frost, 3 tutties in the fourth quarter, been named the starter. They've shown they can hang, especially as underdogs. Look at DC. They're coming off a massive 45-7 win. Just a buy low, sell high point. I think DC's at the peak of his market after blowout. I think the public's going to hammer them. And we've seen this before. UFL games, I think, between these two teams are going to stay tight. Another one-score game. And you're giving me the Battlehawks plus 4.5. I'll take it, my friend.
Jon Snow on Columbus money line, by the way, which but I like it. I like that. I like the gumption there. I'm taking Battlehawks money line. I think this also goes down to if you could stop the DC run game. Jordan Tamu has not looked good through 3 weeks. He has looked middling at best. He has already thrown, I believe, almost as many picks this year so far as he did all of last regular season.
Mm-hmm.
Tamu, what have I said, Eric? I don't know what it is. Spring football is like a weird vibe thing. He's an every other year quarterback. I don't know what it is, but like 1 year he's great, the next he's trash. So on and so on and so on. He's not good right now. And St. Louis has one of, if not the top 2 defensive fronts in this league. They're going to be able to plug up the run. They're going to expose Jordan Ta'amu yet again and win ugly. Give me the Battlehawks money line and give me the under in this game. Under 43.5.
Okay.
Last game of the weekend, Orlando Storm, Birmingham Stallions. The Stallions 2.5-point favorites. It's their home opener. Gucci Mane, hopefully still going to be performing. Who knows? The total's 45.5 plus 1.
Yeah, what's going on with your boy Gooch, dude?
We got to figure out what the situation is with Gucci Mane. We got to figure out what's up with Gucci.
What's going on with your boy Gooch, dude?
Are you going to take the Storm as dogs here?
No.
Skip Holtz bringing out the game ball, by the way.
No, I'm not. Give me the Stallions minus 2.5. I'm laying the points here. 1 and 2. Finally get home. Historically, they've been dominant here at Productive Field. Real edge for them. Orlando 3-0, but they beat
3-0.
They beat Columbus twice, they beat Columbus and Louisville twice. One of those was an OT. This is going to be a big step up in competition. Stallions, even the losses have been competitive. They can score. You expect the offense to be sharper, especially with Frost another week with the ones as the full reps. I think this is a great motivational spot coming off a tough loss. Now back at home, needing a win. I think the public is going to see Orlando 3-0 getting points as a hot team. I think you can actually hold off and probably get a better number closer to kickoff. The value for me is on Birmingham, especially they just lost the game. They should have won. Betting 101. This is just the team you take.
I'm going to take Birmingham. I'm going to take the over.
Ooh.
Over 45.5.
Jimmy.
I think Birmingham is the better team. I think Matt Corral fixes his issues, hopefully. The only thing I'm worried about is Birmingham's defense. I don't know. Orlando's looked pretty decent throwing the ball, and I don't think Birmingham's done a good job getting pressure on people. So that's my only real worry. There are some passing props out there, by the way. You want to dabble a little bit? We could do. I hate that there's not that many fucking props out there. There's some.
I mean, like, I'll be honest.
Thursday night, dude.
Let's do this. For those who are looking for props, Jimmy's going to be live tomorrow night. If I have any props,
we'll chime him in tomorrow.
Then watch Jimmy, myself, and Chase live Saturday morning. Any props? I think props aren't just. We just got to wait, dude. To be honest with you.
Well, I think in general, we said the same thing with the CFL. Props are so hard to do on shows like this because they don't.
Because we're so. Yeah.
They don't put them out until like either the day before or day of.
Yeah.
Jon Snow chiming in, likes DC to win. Not sure about covering like Stallions money line.
Okay.
I like that. Let's create us a little UFL lineup, shall we? Are you ready, Eric? Are you ready to make a nice little DFS? Oh wait, one sec. Before we do that, I always forget this part. We gotta give out the parlay for the people. Also presented by Royal Retros. The Spring Fever Parlay is the Houston Gamblers plus 3.5 and the St. Louis Battlehawks plus 4.5.
A nice juicy plus at plus 272.
Plus 272, baby.
You know, can't complain about that.
It's a meat and potatoes 272.
Meat and potatoes 272.
Now we are ready to do our DFS line.
Let's get into this bitch, dude.
All right. What do you want to do?
So,
what do you want to attack first?
My question to you is this. I want, when we look at it, I want a part of the Stallions defense, the offense, excuse me.
The part of the Stallions offense.
That's the scream. That's the part that's screaming at me, Jim.
Okay. What part do you want?
Well, we can team Corral with wide receiver, or we can just focus on one. Let me retract. What's the quarterback? And what's the wide receiver, looking at the slate, that you want to double up on?
If it wasn't a short week, I'd be all over Jason Beam.
Yeah, and I feel like Beam's going to be overowned. And again,
that too, because he's sell high, buy low.
The short week stuff, I don't like. Like, I really don't want any part of the offense in the short week stuff. So
I mean, Corral's the second most expensive guy. I don't hate it though. In a bounce back spot against Orlando. I don't know if McClendon can keep up the performance he had last week against Dallas. And then I worry about Bean and I worry about Henderson coming off an injury.
all right, let's just go Corral.
Let's just go Corral.
Now, what wide receiver do you want to piggyback Corral with?
I'd say it's got to be, it's one of two. It's either Deion Kane or it's Jaden Mickens.
All right.
It's one of these two. You don't know which one's going to go off. Like Mickens was a stud week one. Deion Kane was pretty good last week.
Between the two, who had a shittier game last week?
I believe Mickens. Let me double check, but I'm pretty sure because I think Deion Kane had a really good score.
I want the guy with a shittier game.
Okay, I just look that on DraftKings. We'll say I don't think so. Let me take a look. I can look that up for you. Deion Kane, 3 passes, 116 yards, and a touchdown. Jaden Mickens, 1 catch, 22 yards.
Give me Mickens.
Let's go Mickens.
All right. So we got Mickens. We got Corral. You said you liked the over in that game, right?
Yes.
All right. So
you want to take someone from Orlando?
Who on Orlando in a perfect world are you looking at, my friend?
Oh, if we're going just flex position in Orlando's any position. I like Roland. Corbin is the running back, but it's a pretty good run defense. It's just not a great pass defense. They're not getting all that pressure. I wouldn't mind going Roland as our other wide receiver.
All right, let's do that. Let's roll.
A little pricey, but I mean, he is like the number one guy with a bullet.
All right, let's do that. We got Roland. Boom.
Okay.
All right. Now, let's step back here.
We got running back and 2 flex.
Running back and 2 flex. Who did DC play 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago would have been wasn't Columbus, was it? You mean week 1?
No. The week when Jackson.
You're talking about week 2. That was Columbus.
Who's Dallas's running back?
Sorry, they got 2 that they used. So they got Day Hunter and they have Merriweather. But Day's like their speed back, Merriweather's their like power back. What was Merriweather? Say what he got last week. Yeah, he was 5 for 18. That was Merriweather. But Day's their main guy. 16 points last week for Day Hunter.
Yeah, give me Day.
Let's do it. Okay, we got 2 flexes in the defense, Eric.
All right. Let's go to defense. Which defense are you feeling?
Defense, baby. Oh, it's tough. Do you think St. Louis could generate picks off of Tamu?
Yeah.
Because they're the second cheapest defense at 3,500.
Let's go Battlehawks.
Let's go Battlehawks, baby.
Finish the sentence. If Houston wins the game, blank has a good game.
Oh, baby. If Houston finishes, I mean, you'd want to say Kirkland would have to.
Kirkland?
Either him or White. Because like, with the quarterback situation, you want a good running game out of them. I don't know if we want 2 running backs.
All right, let's go Kirkland.
Okay. We don't have that much money to spend now. 6,000.
Oh, dude, we're like ghetto right now.
Yeah.
Hold on.
We are very ghetto. God, you would think LaVisca Chenault would actually be playing a little better.
Yeah, that's something that doesn't make sense. Wells from Columbus. More from DC. No, not more from DC.
We can get Lovett from Columbus. We can get Wells from Columbus.
Yeah, what about Wells?
I'm down with Wells.
Oh,
Antoine Wells. Let's do it. Boom.
there you go.
Boom.
Wham, bam, thank you, fucking ma'am.
Save that lineup.
Boom. Send me that picture, Doc.
Oh, I got you. I got you, Boo. I got you. Yeah, we got Matt Corral, Day Hunter, Chris Rowland, Jaden Mickens, John Trey Kirkland, Antoine Wells, and the Battlehawks defense. Eric, anything else you're looking forward to in week 4 of the UFL? We're already on week 4.
Nothing. I got nothing, Jim.
I'm looking for great games. I'm also, like I said earlier, I'm looking for the refs to take a step back. Let the boys play.
If the refs take a step back, that'd be great, dude.
Let the boys play. That's what I want to see. Also, another super challenge would be fun. More coaches need to do the super challenge. All right, folks, that'll do it for this episode of Spring Fever, brought to you by Royal Retros. We love you. I will see you. Anyone who wants to pop in, I'll be on twitch.tv/XFLGym talking UFL, watching the game. Come pop in. There may or may not be a few tornadoes happening.
You owe us too, buddy.
I owe too, which I will pay that back. I'll pay that forward. I owe too. But there will probably be way more. So there's a lot of chaos going on.
I respect.
Thank you all for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.